Next on Worcester News tonight, Mayor Joseph Petty weighing in on the future of the former Notre Dame des Canadiens church. Plus, a police search in central Massachusetts where 3 teens escaped from a residential school. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Anna Botari. Worcester Mayor Joseph Petty says the city cannot spare the former Notre Dame des Canadiens church downtown. After meeting with owners Hanover Insurance and preservation groups, Petty says it's not financially smart for the city to use taxpayer money on the building. But the Save Notre Dame Alliance says they won't let it stop them. Our Cam Jandro joins us now live with more. Cam?
Anna, the group has raised about $4,000 of their hopeful $100,000 goal, but time is running out because deconstruction is in the beginning phases, and today their campaign took a blow.
The city of Worcester will not save the former Notre Dame des Canadiens church from demolition. When we last spoke with the Save Notre Dame Alliance, they knew finances would pose a problem.
I've been living with this for a couple of months now, so it's, we know that we may not win this battle. We think that we should.
In a statement, Mayor Joseph Petty says, "I cannot in good conscience recommend committing the many millions in taxpayer funding necessary to secure a building without a plan in place in the interest of investors necessary to see this project to completion."
We think the problem here is a lack of vision, and it's not just a lack of vision, but if we had the vision, other things would follow.
Mayor Petty also citing the city's near $500 million price tag on new schools and $70 million in repairs on current schools as additional reasons to not save the building. The Save Notre Dame Alliance says they have no intentions on stopping their support.
We go on doing what we need to do to have our own integrity around it. We keep fighting for the building as long as there's hope of saving it.
Now, Mayor Petty said if a developer with a realistic idea were to materialize in the next few days, he would consider supporting the program with things like TIFs, but he said also time is running out. Anna?
Thanks, Cam. 2 potentially armed and dangerous teens captured in Hubbardston this afternoon. Police say they ran away from their school Wednesday night, prompting a reverse 911 call to be sent out to alert residents to be on the lookout. Our Chandler Walsh has those details.
Local and state police escort teens out of Hubbardston Woods. The 2 ran away from Stetson School, a residential treatment program for young males, beginning a more than 4-hour search near Berry Road. Residents in the area say they were alerted by a robocall the teens were possibly dangerous.
Got the call and made sure that our alarm system was on and that our house was clear, and then the excitement started.
Hubbardston Police Chief Dennis Perrin says 3 juveniles at the school went missing last night. A school staff member found them out walking in the morning and was able to bring one to police.
The other 2 evaded her and ran into the woods. It was at that point that we headed out and began to comb the woods and surrounding streets.
There were unconfirmed reports the teens were armed with baseball bats. Chief Perrin says there was a public safety concern since the minors do have a history with law enforcement.
There's probably about 15 units on the ground, 2 canines, an air wing, and a grid search was completed. It's a large area of woods.
Perrin says canines were key in the teens' capture.
Eventually they hid within the brush, and one of my officers was 15 feet away from them and didn't hear them. That's how thick it is in there. And the dog did.
Neighbors say it was a hectic morning in a usually quiet and safe neighborhood.
Never had anything like this before, so it was quite shocking, and we're relieved that it's over.
Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight.
Police in North Brookfield investigating an incident involving someone yelling a racial slur at a student. The student was on his way home from school when 2 men approached him. Our Rosalind Flaherty has the details.
Residents and school administrators in North Brookfield are outraged after someone yelled a racial slur at a student.
Really rude, uncalled for, and very uncharacteristic for the town of North Brookfield. It's disgusting.
Superintendent Richard Lynn says a junior-senior high school student reported he got off the bus and was walking home earlier this week when a black Jeep approached him. He says two men yelled racial slurs and threw an object at him.
He did the right thing. He got out of there. We're really proud of him for that.
Lynn says the student told his mom what happened. The school and police were notified. In a letter sent home to parents, Lynn reminds everyone to be aware of their surroundings.
For kids in general, for adults in general, it's always better to be with another person. It's always better to, know where you are.
He says the incident does not represent the town of North Brookfield and is glad the student is okay.
It's two people who did something really awful, and those two people are responsible.
Very surprised when I heard it because it's not something that we normally see in this area.
Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
St. Vincent Hospital is celebrating a revolutionary cardiac procedure and the success it has brought patients. The hospital celebrates its 250th transcatheter aortic valve replacement procedure, which took place in May. The procedure treats a narrow aortic valve, also known as an aortic stenosis. In the past, many suffering from severe aortic stenosis had limited options to replace an unhealthy valve. TAVR has changed this.
With pre-heart attack, pre-surgery, so instead of open heart, they go to the TAVR procedure.
This procedure came along several years ago and is a tremendous technology breakthrough to allow these people to have the same benefits of surgery without the downtime of a large surgical procedure. So it's really a tremendous breakthrough and offers so much to so many people who were never offered anything before.
Dr. Bogar says it's a tremendous accomplishment for St. Vincent Hospital to reach this milestone in terms of how many patients they've seen and will see going forward. The Worcester Public School District receiving a big donation, thousands of new laptop computers. The donation coming from a family who grew up in Worcester. Our Brittany Schaefer spoke with the family today and has the story.
These are all our slides, so you can click on them.
The Ori family has deep roots in Worcester Public Schools.
I started at May Street School and on to Tatnick, and my wife went through very similar to me.
I went to Flag Street School, I went to Forest Grove, and I went to Doherty.
It's why they decided to donate more than 5,000 Chromebook laptops to the schools.
Anytime you can do good and inject it into the world around you, you are the beneficiary.
It's so great to be able to give back when you have had a very good experience at something, and we've had a very good experience in Worcester.
The Ori family got to check out their donation in use Thursday in classrooms at Doherty High and Jacob Hyatt Magnet schools. Visual art teacher Laura Cahill says the laptops are used every day.
Since we got them, it has just been infectious excitement. We're able to use them for translation. We're able to use them to upload resources that students might need to access. So there's just so many different ways that these are breaking down barriers for our students.
The new technology is being used in all 50 schools and programs. The district says this wouldn't have been possible without the donation.
We were struggling just to get a lot of our curriculums moving online. So in the classrooms, sometimes there's like 1 or 2 computers for 30 students. So we never would have had enough money at this point in time to be able to do anything remotely like this. So it's been a huge, huge impact.
The Ori family says seeing the students using the laptops was a moving moment.
I'm delighted to be able to give back to Worcester.
It's just going to enhance their learning. So anything that we can do to help that is great.
The district says 16% of their students don't have computers at home, and this knowledge will be useful for future schooling and careers. Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
Worcester Public Schools are hoping to get rid of study hall periods for high school students. A $3.4 million late addition to the district's budget could allow for additional elective courses instead of the free periods. The district says this hasn't been possible for years because of their budget and staffing shortages. Superintendent Maureen Benendez says most often study halls are a waste of time, and filling the time with more credits would be very beneficial for students.
They'll be excited about, having pick a course that is interesting to them. It'll expand our opportunities for students to have more credits. And it will add more structure to the school day than having students have to report to study halls. Because in some cases, some students may have study halls 2 periods a day. That's a very long period of time. Far better to be engaging students in courses.
Penenda says these extra courses would be expanding the variety of electives offered at the schools. She hopes this will make students more excited about academics. An event originally launched in celebration of WPI's designation as the host of NASA's Sample Return Robot Challenge is back in Worcester this weekend. WPI's Touch Tomorrow Festival is this Saturday across the school's campus. Faculty, students, and other researchers open up their labs and projects for all people of all ages to learn more about the science, technology, and robotics fields. The event attracts people from across the country to Worcester.
Of all ages to explore different STEM disciplines, to do a lot of hands-on activities, to engage with WPI faculty as well as a lot of community partners and exhibitors, and just get excited about science and engineering.
The event is this Saturday from 10 to 4 and it's free.